Tight end is the toughest position to project. I mean, so many misses. Man, I remember when OJ Howard was going to actually do something this year. Those days are gone. But maybe we could find some gems, some potential starts, maybe some sneaky starts. Wow, words, am I right? But before that, what's crack-a-lackin'? My voice cracked a little bit, but it's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, give me a thumbs up. It's much appreciated, only if you enjoy the content, of course. And go ahead and give me a subscribe, because you're awesome. Let's go ahead and let's talk tight ends. First game we got is the Falcons versus the Colts. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You ain't fooling me a third time. Jack Doyle, you're a sit. Eric Ebron, he's touchdown dependent. He's a sit. Austin Hooper, he's been getting the targets. He has been getting the targets. So for all intents and purposes, he should be a start this week. And yeah, man, I'm telling you, tight ends are hard to project. Now we come to two guys that have just been exploding this year at the tight end position. We got Baltimore versus the Chiefs. Mark Andrews is a start. He's just been a stud. Travis Kelce is a no-brainer. You probably spend a second-round pick on him, so you're going to start him. You spent a first-round pick on him. What the heck you doing? You're crazy. We have the Panthers. We have the Cardinals. I don't think the Cardinals have tight ends. They're all sits. And Greg Olsen, he has been very reliable. I hope he can stay healthy. I hope I didn't jinx it. He's a start. Now let's talk about the Bears versus the Redskins. Vernon Davis. Okay, he got a little banged up last week. But if you are in a pinch, if you really have no tight ends on your squad, Vernon Davis is not a bad start. He will see receptions as long as Jordan Reed is out. Jordan Reed, he's coming back from another concussion. We don't know what his timetable looks like. Vernon Davis is a start if you are desperate. But he's not a bad start. Don't do my man dirty like that. Vernon Davis is a legend. Trey Burton, though. Do I need to say more? He's a sit. Let's talk about the Bengals versus the Bills. Tyler Eifert. He's a start. I talked about him a little bit in my waiver wire as a possible pickup, just because, like I said, tight ends are tough and it's hard to find a good starting one, a reliable starting one. He has, out of his 30 snaps last week, he went out on 27 routes. That means he's being utilized in the passing game. I think they're going to have to pass to stay in this game. And honestly, his numbers weren't that far from John Ross's until the game was out of reach. So, just saying. CJ Uzamaha. Mr. CJ, I can't pronounce your last name properly. You're a sit, man. Sorry. I like you. Provide a lot of good depth. You looked really good behind Tyler Kroft for all those years. But you ain't looking good in week 3. This is a tough Buffalo Bills defense. And Buffalo, do they have a tight end? Kind of the same question I posed with the Cardinals. Just wondering if these teams even roster tight ends. Makes you think. Well, whoever they are, they're sits. Now let's talk about the Denver Broncos versus the Green Bay Packers. Jimmy Graham I know he put up a dud last week. He put up a big donut, but he falls into that Vernon Davis category of, if you're very desperate, then just take a shot with Graham. He is touchdown dependent. I think the offense they looked really good last week. They should look even better this week against a secondary that's kind of suspect. Because, I mean, Denver secondary, they've played pretty well, but I don't buy into it. So I'm just saying, Noah Fant, I had him as a waiver wire pickup. I'm not having him as a start. This Packer defense has played very well, especially against the tight end. But Noah Fant isn't a bad guy. Just to kind of, throw on your bench for now. Let's talk about the Lions versus the Eagles. Zach Ertz. Come on, man. He had like 16 targets last week. Dude's a start. Let's go dirt. I don't think he's a start regardless if he's going to play or not. But if you're in like extremely deep leads, got to require a second tight end, then yeah, keep an eye on him on the injury list here. TJ Hawkinson, until I can see reliability, I have him as a sit. Now we got the Texans versus the Chargers. You see what that says? No tight end available. That basically sums up this matchup. Rams versus the Browns. I have all tight ends in this game as sits. David Njoku. I think he got concussed. I'm not positive. I know he's hurt. I didn't look at the injury report. But even if he is available to play, he's a sit. And then the Rams tight ends. It's kind of like, you know how you have running back by committee, and it's like, man, I don't know which running back to trust. It's kind of what they do with their tight ends, and I don't trust any of them. Dolphins versus the Dallas Cowboys. He's winning, man. And I said he was touchdown dependent, and he scored touchdowns in both his games this year. He's become a reliable weapon to Dak Prescott once again. So, you know what? You've earned this, winning. You've earned this. Your start. His backup, Blake Jarwin. Nah, don't start him. Mike Gesicki. It's the Dolphins. What more do I need to say? Let's talk about the Patriots versus the Jets. I got all tight ends in this matchup as sits. Yeah, dude, Patriots, only if Grotgun retires, there's not enough mouths to feed. There's too many mouths to feed, actually. Yeah. They have not had a reliable tight end in quite a minute. And honestly, until Chris Herron comes back for the Jets, they have no one reliable at tight end. And even him, he might be just a streaming option. Now let's talk about the Giants versus the Buccaneers. Evan Ingram, he's the only offensive threat not named Barkley on this team. He is a start. OJ Howard and Cameron Brate. Brate's actually seen a lot more, or at least he's seen a lot more opportunity than Howard. Howard's put up goose eggs for the past 2 weeks. I think it's too early to give up on OJ Howard, but it's not. It might be not early enough to put him on the bench. Just gonna say that. Let's talk about the Raiders versus the Vikings. Darren Waller, man. Woo, man. Busting on the scene. This man, John Gruden, and this isn't in my opinion, said that he looks like Travis Kelce out there. Calm down, Gruden. Calm down. As far as the Vikings, man. Yeah, Kyle Rudolph has like only 3 receptions in the year. I'm not sure if Irvin Smith Jr. has had a reception this season, but you can do better. You can do better. Steelers versus the 49ers. Both these guys are starts. Vance McDonald finally broke out last week, being the man that I thought he can be. I think he will be among the favorite targets of Rudolph, because rookie quarterbacks tend to rely on their security blankets, which happen to be running backs and tight ends. I'm just saying. George Kittle, he's a monster. He's a monster. We got the Seahawks versus the Saints. Jared Cook is not a start. Teddy Bridgewater, I'm just not comfortable starting anybody that's not named Michael Thomas or Alvin Kamara in that offense. Will Disley, I think, is a very sneaky start here. He has quietly been really good for the Seahawks this season. In that first game, he saw 2 targets, had 2 receptions, but he left the game early. Last week, 8 targets, 6 receptions. I'm just saying there might be a little proof in the pudding there. And we have the Titans versus the Jaguars. Jaguars, insert name here. They're a sit. Delaney Walker is the most reliable offensive weapon Mariota has. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Walker. Welcome back. I'm glad. Last season was so lonely without you. That's it for the video. Tight end is a tough position, man. I get it. It's tough. Hopefully I helped narrow down any tough choices you had to make regarding that. But until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.